Go ahead. What do we need to do here in order not to piss you guys off anymore?
Just don't cuss. You're going to be.
All right.
All right, we're all ready. Here joined with men's basketball head coach Mike Dunlap, Christopher Speller, and Ty Allred. Coach, let's just go over last weekend. We've had 4 games so far. You started the year off 0-2, and then 2 bounce-back wins last weekend. Kind of just go over how that meant for the team, how the team's going right now, we're feeling.
We made ugly pretty.
If you could,
Yeah.
if you could grab
So
it.
I said we made ugly pretty in terms of the outcome. High turnovers, teams pressured us. We're getting better at doing that in one form, winning close games, but we still have a lot to learn. And some of that's playing off of each other. Some of that's handling pressure in an extreme way. And as we grow and as we go, I think we'll be better. We're happy and feel very fortunate to have won 2 close games. And that's a statement for the players to actually lose leads that we carried almost the entire game. And then when that happened, we didn't get deflated. And some key plays were made down the backstretch, and we hit our free throws. So that's your short game in golf, is that our short game was very good.
You know, and kind of speaking on that, what's kind of been the emphasis of the team so far? Like you said, you've had some struggles, but you've made through them, 2 big wins. But kind of what's the emphasis been leading up throughout the games?
Well, our anchor defense, and we gave up in the first 2 games 93 points, so we did a really good job there. But we'll drive that number down as we take better care of the ball, because when you look at your turnovers and if they're high, you add those to your field goal attempts, the ones you don't get, and then you get your true field goal percentage. And in order to win in the RMAC, you have to be around 10 to 12 at the most. And if you hold your turnovers down, you're always going to be in the game, no matter where you play. And so we're just looking to do a better job on our decision making.
And then both the upperclassmen here, you know, we have a very young team this year. That's kind of always been known. How have you guys been trying to be leaders this year, leading with most experience coming back to this program, to the team?
I mean, yeah, just like you said, we got a lot of new guys, young guys. Most of them their first college basketball game ever. So just trying to lead by example as best we can, on and off the court, just helping them. Maybe if they're struggling with a play or a mistake they made, just helping them keep their heads up, go on to the next play.
I think Chris said it best. They're just young, and it's gonna be a learning curve. And I think, like Chris said, if we can just lead by example and do the things that coach wants us to do and lead by example in those ways, so those younger classmen can see like what the upperclassmen are doing and piggyback off us.
And then kind of adding on to that, all 3 of you, I think you've had a new starting lineup every single game so far with multiple freshmen, multiple upperclassmen kind of all getting in the mix. How have you seen these freshmen be incorporated into college basketball, with a lot of them having experience in Australia, some here in high school, just the difference of levels? How have you seen that?
Well, the reason for the different starting lineups is to let everybody know that they get to audition. You know, there are certain guys like Ty that can hold his position down, but there's got to be some sampling, and you got to it's like having a rookie quarterback. Let them have an opportunity, but don't give them too much information. And then how they've acclimated, again, is that we're able to go on the road, play on a neutral court, and get a victory. So you would have to say that the needle is heading in the right direction.
And then heading into this weekend, you'll finally be at home again after being on the road for 4 games. What do you think that's going to mean for the fans to finally get a new team out on the court, see new people, new faces? How do you think that's going to impact the community?
Ty, how do you want to answer that?
I mean, first of all, we have a great community that's always supported this program, and that's like it's awesome to have a community like that. So I think the community is really excited, and I think we bring something young, excitement, and I think the community is really going to enjoy watching us with the way that we pass the ball and the way that we play. I think that it's going to be really fun for the community to watch.
I'd say you guys, you've been through a couple of different changes, completely changed the offense last year, and now a new staff, a whole new team. How have you kind of dealt with all of that? I mean, new roles for both of you. How has that kind of gone? And it looks like you guys have developed some pretty good chemistry quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's all a part of the learning process. We're a new team, so just taking the advantages that we have with, going out with these early games, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work, and just moving forward, staying positive, just all part of the learning process.
I think the coaching staff has done a great job of putting us together and putting us in situations where we know that we're all going to succeed. And I think off the court, we've really done a great job of bonding and creating that team chemistry away from the court. We went on a hike five-ish miles both ways, and I think we learned a lot about each other on that backpacking trip. And I think off the court is just as important on the court to bond with your teammates to have a successful team.
And Ty, your role has changed. Guy coming off the bench, kind of getting some spot minutes to the offense runs through you a lot right now as really one of the quote unquote experienced guys out there. How has that gone? And it looks like you were ready for that challenge.
I mean, it's been a learning curve for sure from coming from last year, not playing a whole ton, but taking an opportunity when I got it. A lot of work over the summer and working with the coaching staff has really put me in a position where I feel confident in myself and my game. And I'm just very grateful to have a coaching staff and teammates that believe in me.
Coach, I know you mentioned, you made ugly pretty, but you saw, as we watched the games on the screen, you saw improvements from week 1 to week 2.
Right.
So, I mean, and you kind of knew that was going to happen, but how do you kind of keep the guys going? Okay, we made mistakes, but it's going to get better.
One is in your practices, you say, okay, what did you learn? You're using a Socratic method where you ask a lot of questions so that you're getting that feedback. And then the second part of the process is keep studying the players. And as you learn what positions they're more comfortable in, then have them do that the most. As we always say is that you want to shoot your best shot every time. And you want to know where your best spot is and do best. And that, and in San Antonio terms, they say, make simple best. And so what we're trying to do is really kind of pare it down, see where we're at in our progressions, and then rep it out, and then go time and score. And so because they haven't played together, coach speak would be, hey, let's scrimmage more and play out of the hole than we would our drills, because it calls for a little bit of creativity and mixing the combinations to see what player combinations would be best. Or at the end of the game, you're up 3. Well, you want to have 5 free throw shooters on that are better than 75%. You might be a little smaller than what you want, but the situation calls for that. And I think this situation calls for being open-minded to starting different people, using players in like Chris, he can play the 4. So we're not afraid to put him into what we call small ball. He's a really good passer, really good defender, and good rebounder for his size. And he can do that against 6'8", no problem, because he's smart in the way he leverages somebody when he blocks off. So again, I think it's a little bit more of that. And then the other thing, and in dog years, I'm like 190 years old. And so my experience affords me a little bit of being more progressive and liberal, because I'm not hyperventilating about the win. I know that an 18-year-old, a 19-year-old, I'm going to have to lean on Chris. I'm going to have to lean on Ty, Austin, those guys that know CMU better. When we go to the Grand Mesa, they say, no, coach, go this way. When we're camping out, those kind of things, these guys have really nudged me in the right direction when I'm screwing up. And I think that's the big thing, is we have really good voices. I love what Coach George did with the last year's team. So I'm just pulling out actually really good humans that they picked to foster us through this time. And they're great for the Aussies. We have 8 of them and all of that. And they speak their language. G'day. Let's go. It's a fair amount of these guys understand how to pull these guys along when they're suffering. So I think they've done a great job, as witnessed by the fact we just absolutely got demolished down in Denver in the tournament. It was an opportunity to learn. We didn't want to get beat like that, but then we were able to transition, simplify some things, and then go in and squeak out a couple wins, which is exactly what the DNA needed. And so the confidence today is much better.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, you are versatile, but when you're getting pressure, you're looking, oh, no, wait, I don't have Trevor's long arms. Where am I going? It's just kind of a matter of, looks like everybody's getting used to their different roles on the floor. And it looks like everybody's a lot more comfortable from week 1 to week 2. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's fair to say. Everybody's just learning as we go. So yeah, with my role, just seeing what I could do, like you said, making simple the best. So not doing anything extra, but just keeping it simple.
Yeah. What do we know about the teams coming in this weekend? And are you ready for Brownson? To be on your side for a change instead of booing you?
Yes, absolutely. It's nice because the fans and those people that have been carriers of the tradition will be in the gym, and our guys need that at this time, to have that feel, because they have no idea what this home court advantage is, and that's like nitro for us. So that's A, and then the B is that as we are moving down the line here, is that the teams that we're playing are well coached. Bowie State would be athletic. They're going to press us some. They like to do certain things defensively on the film that we were able to work on today. And then the other team, obviously, Emporia State has always been known for their ability to shoot the ball, well coached, gritty, man to man, that kind of thing. And so they're going to get underneath us and try and agitate us, and they're going to play smart basketball. So it's more of the same, because that's exactly what we had in Denver. Well coached, probably top 30 teams that we're up against, and it was a good introduction, albeit that we didn't want to get smacked like that.
All right. Given the next week is Thanksgiving, our question of the week this week is your favorite Thanksgiving dish, side meal, the side that you'll have on Thanksgiving.
I'll lead us off. This might be a bit controversial. Stuffing. I know a lot of people despise stuffing, especially where I'm from, but I love stuffing. It's the greatest side dish of all time for Thanksgiving.
Gotta go with yams. I mean, they made a song about it, so I'm gonna just leave it there.
Oh my God, it's not yummy, right? Mine would be pecan pie and Haagen-Dazs vanilla, and then you heat up the pecan pie, throw that ice cream on, and usually what happens is that happens in our home. But I got my face in that quart of Haagen-Dazs ice cream, and I'm just throw my face right in there. But no, it would be that. But the last part of it is introducing the team to the tradition of, away from the food, is that it's a time for reflection and not to go on. But this group has been very easy to say, hey, in the United States, it goes this way. That Vegemite is to be put on first shoes and polished, not to be eaten and consumed. But I tease, but they have embraced our traditions, the tradition of what's going to be our home court advantage for sure. But these guys have been tremendous leaders to be able to say to those guys that are 18 years old and wide-eyed, this is the way to go.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Great job.